British Prime Minister Boris Johnson will be in India for a two-day visit starting in a short while from now. While the meeting comes in the backdrop of the Ukraine-Russia war, the key focus of the visit is to finalize two-way investment deals in defense, artificial intelligence and green energy. The trip that has been postponed twice due to the COVID flare-ups will now focus on deepening ties between the two countries. Prime Minister Johnson in a tweet confirmed that the visit will focus on job creation, economic growth with focus on energy, security and defense. Sources tell WION that the main focus of the visit will be the situation in the Indo-Pacific. Downing Street will focus on talks and reiterate its commitment to a coercion-free Indo-Pacific, according to sources, which also confirm discussions on ensuring a free and open Indo-Pacific will be central to bilaterals. The two prime ministers are also expected to discuss resilience of democracy during their meet. The UK Prime Minister's visit was almost cancelled again due to crucial vote on the Partygate scandal in the House of Commons. But reports suggest that Johnson was keen to visit India. London is ready to extend cooperation to help India enhance India's defence manufacturing capabilities. Sources say Britain is ready for the transfer of technologies for joint production of military hardware. The visit is likely to be the staging point for further boost in trade ties, with focus on science and technology collaborations with special focus on AI and healthcare. Remember, Britain used to be India's largest trading partner in early 2000s, but since then has slipped to 17th last year. And for more on this, WION's principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibal is now joining us live. Thank you so much for joining us, Siddhant, at a time when the UK Prime Minister is facing massive backlash back at home due to the Partygate scandal. Seems like Boris Johnson has chosen diplomacy with India. What can you tell us about this?
Well, we know that he was very keen to visit India. In fact, the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson was to visit India last year, but twice his visit was cancelled. First in the month of January, when he was the chief guest at India's Republic Day parade, but it could not materialize because of the COVID crisis in UK. And then in April of last year, that's exactly 1 year ago, and we saw that time the second wave of COVID pandemic here in India. But nonetheless, both leaders had a virtual meeting in May of last year in which the roadmap was decided, focus was on trade. And now, of course, he's coming to India shortly to land here in the western state of Gujarat. And this, of course, at a time when, as you pointed out, there is a big scandal back home. So it does, of course, provide a breather. But essentially, his focus will be to reaffirm the strong relationship between London and Delhi. Key focus on Indo-Pacific trade, or whether it is the Ukraine crisis.
Right, absolutely, Siddhant. Now, the Prime Minister's visit is set to begin in Gujarat, following which he will come to New Delhi. What can you tell us about this? We are expecting some commercial deals as well as a discussion on the Russia-Ukraine conflict as well.
Well, in Gujarat, the focus will be on investment, on his meetings with the business leaders. He will be going to Sabarmati Ashram as well. But the main diplomatic action begins here in Delhi tomorrow, where he meets the Indian Prime Minister. He gets the ceremonial guard at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. On the table, of course, not only British investment, but also the focus will be that he would like more Indian investment in UK. Because remember, UK has left the European Union, and it is keen to find allies, especially in Asia. And India is an ally which fits the bill, and of course it has the shared values, the shared culture essentially as well. We know that a lot of British Indians play an important role in that connect, the people-to-people connect between UK and India. So these things, of course, will be a focus. But essentially, this visit comes at a time when we know the Russians have invaded Ukraine. In fact, he's the first European leader to visit India since the invasion that started on 24th of February. So that, of course, will be key focus. But as sources have been saying, that he will not be lecturing New Delhi, but sharing the perspective of London on what has happened in Europe.
Absolutely. Well, Siddhant, thank you so much for bringing us all the updates on this. We will continue to track this very closely. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.